Oh my. An announcement that I actually gave a crap about and paid attention to. Let's dive into it. Forex, what did he say in this recent AMA? Welcome back to the channel where we build financial power. My name is Matt, and the person on the other end of this internet thing is
Potter.
Appreciate you being here. If you're new, we really appreciate your time, energy, and effort into watching this because we don't take it for granted. We build financial power here. That's what we're all about. DeFi, DGen, crypto, holy mother. There has been a little bit of an update in the animal farm crypto drip world. If you're unfamiliar, one of the projects that we're in, we're not saying to get into. This is just our journey and documentation. Drip in the drip ecosystem, which is animal farm. The originator of it is Forex. We're going to be talking about an AMA that he did yesterday. And before I dive all the way into it and run my mouth even more, Potter, how you feeling over there?
Before I dive into it a little bit even more. Oops. Hey, forgot about that one. Hey, Cole, how's it going?
Cole, appreciate you.
Like,
Cole was here before we went live. Very impressive.
He was, that's awesome, Cole.
Yep.
I think that deserves another drip deposit. So
I agree. When you're,
I think that deserves. I mean, when it's only one drip, but
when you're at the show, when you're at the show before the people that do the show are there, that's pretty impressive. Cole,
on a drip day, how can we not give a drip for a guy who's here early telling us hello?
Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. Good sir. Thanks, great folks. Always happy to hear
so
about it.
Cole, sorry about that, Matt. Cole, send us your address again. And just to remind everybody that we are not financial advisors. We're not giving financial advice, and that this is for only entertainment purposes only. We're documenting our path forward. And as a matter of fact, we recommend that you don't get into crypto right now because it's just so freaking dangerous and so risky. So other than that, I'm good, Matt. Thanks for asking.
We know nothing.
I've always wanted to do that, but I can't figure it out.
I'll put it to you this way. I'm optimistic about the AMA. I watched the AMA twice. And if you know anything about me in this world of DeFi, drip, crypto, I go in optimistic. Potter says pessimistic. I say optimistic, but skeptical. I always have question marks. I don't want to be blinded by it. I have no problem with anybody that loves the project, and if you're all about it, right on. I just have to try to stay objective. I don't want my emotions to take over and just say yes, rah, rah to everything. I got to be objective. And, for the past 7 months, point blank, there's been a bunch of announcements on announcements and things and missed deadlines, and it's degraded the trust. I've said it a billion times, and I'm a broken record, but I need to recap to bring forth why this AMA was a good thing. Again, I listened to it twice yesterday. First of all, big shout out to Bartertown Ray. I have a little bit more respect for you, good sir. He did a great job. He let Forex come on, do his thing. He did a great job at hosting. He got out of the way, let the man talk. Towards the end, he was like, "Hey, before you go, Forex, can we dive in with three questions?" I thought he did a great job. But it was just point blank. It just felt good to see Forex deliver on what he said he was going to. It built a little bit more trust with me. I know I'm not the only one. I don't even have money tied up in the animal farm from when it was paused. So I can imagine, the emotions that people have if they do have money tied up in it. So I just think he did a great job overall. It sounded like he sounded like he was speaking with a game plan. Previous AMAs, granted, I stopped listening to a lot of AMAs a while back, but previous AMAs, he didn't sound as well put together, in my opinion. I could be wrong. And he just sounded very calculated. He gave enough while holding back enough, and it didn't sound like he was hyping just to hype. I don't know, his demeanor and how he went about it. He just did a great job. By the way, I think the UI from a consumer standpoint, if you don't know, the Animal Farm underwent a UI complete overhaul. And Potter and I were talking about it from a UI standpoint for mass adoption for consumer. I think that it's great for that. I think it's great. And it's good to see. It feels good to see some objective things happening. I'm also really happy to see the price of drip did not skyrocket because of this new UI. I think that's a great thing. I think for everyone to start buying drip up based off of the new UI of Animal Farm, I'm glad the price stayed pretty much where it was at, dropped a little bit. I think that's a great thing, Anyway, I just ran my mouth a bunch, but those are my overarching thoughts about it. He went into so much detail, and I thought he did a great job. So give me, Potter, because I know you didn't watch the AMA. What was the last AMA you watched of his?
The one before that one.
See, and I didn't watch the one before that one. Okay, got it.
I watched the one before that one. I watched the one before that one. I watched the one before that one.
Yeah.
So they really were starting to sound the same. So I was able to go to the notes and see what was different.
Got it.
But the reason that I avoided the last one was because medical emergency. But
sure.
The difference is, he overpromised, and that's what you kept hearing. Oh, Forex overpromised. He overpromised. He overpromised and he overdelivered. Like when everything was going down, when AFP or the pigs token was at the top, it's like 100 and something, right?
Yeah.
Not drip, 197, just AFP. And then it went down to 50 something. Like, I think you've got it like at the bottom, And so it's just funny to see how he said the data, the algorithm would do what it's saying it was going to do. So what we do, we went in and we tested the algorithm when things were going that way, right? We reported in the algorithm's working, right? According to what is working, going back to what you were saying, you're like, I appreciate the algorithm's working, but he's not working. He said he was going to do this on this day. Yeah. And so one of the big Matt epiphanies here is like, he's going, wow, this guy did do what he said that he's going to do in drip. So now for the first time, I have something like Potter has. Potter was told drip was going to do this, and it did it. I met her when drip was already running, but then he talked about Animal Farm, and the guy just never delivered. Yeah. So I started to think, maybe this is just a drip thing. So this was your first, wow. I might be able to trust this guy in a don't trust anyone space.
Right, exactly.
So I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I like that the price of drip didn't go up, but the price of AFP did.
Yeah.
Right. And that was like it just started dripping down. It dripped down into the 90s again. And now it's back up to 110.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be looking at the numbers. I'm saying that to myself.
Right.
I was going to say, of all the things that you were saying, including the website, it was all he talked in his AMAs more consumer friendly, right?
Okay.
In his other AMAs, he was talking to techies.
True. Right? Okay. Understood. Yeah.
So I do agree with that. And the site, it's okay. I like it as an investor. I'm in love with the site.
Yeah.
Right. As a user, I'll get over it, but it's not an easy UI. The devs definitely are okay, and it's just 100% upgrade from what we had. Yeah. Right. So it's good to see that. Look, to start a UI transition, you gotta start at scorched earth. Looks like they did that. Now they can build and make it unique. However, if I were to introduce this site to anyone now, I don't feel embarrassed.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a big statement. Okay.
Like, think about the other pigs farm site. It was like,
I agree.
No, it just wasn't professional. And so now they got that. He overpromised.
Yeah.
And he overdelivered. Right. Yep. He said how it was going to look, and there it is. Forex has been really nailing it since the launch of Animal Farm second time. Since then, he's really been okay.
Yeah.
You know, initially after he launched, he was like, "Oh, you know, in a couple weeks we're going to do dogs," but nobody believed him then.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was like, "We don't believe you anymore. You just did Animal Farm, so be
Yeah.
happy with that." But really, other than occasional, you know, flare up, he generally does do what he says he's going to do now.
Yeah. Well, so apparently, so I had texted you. When did I text you? I think it was Wednesday when I texted you, and I was like, "Hey, did the Animal Farm get delayed, or did the UI update did it get delayed?" And because you were tied up, like you didn't know, so I looked into it, and I did see that apparently this UI did get a little bit delayed because of something called, I think, Cloudflare. Anyway,
Yeah, it wasn't a delay. It was the fact that when you turn on this technology called Cloudflare, it looks for authentic links, and it likes to build what's considered these DNS links so that it knows if you're fraudulent or not. So it can just block you straight away and doesn't have to block the world. So it went in the old days, you'd launch, you'd say, "Hey, everybody, I'm available." And then you'd go out to the internet.
Okay.
Well, the bad guys started going, "Hey, when that call happens,
Yeah.
we're going to go straight in and impersonate the hell out of that place."
Okay.
Right. Or we're going to DDoS attack it and send somebody somewhere else. Distributed denial of service.
Yeah.
And so now they can't do that anymore. So places like Cloudflare say, "Hey, not only will we provide protection against that, but when you launch a new site, the other thing that happens is everybody comes in all at once."
Just traffic.
Yeah. So now we want to have it so that we can manage that traffic in the different spaces that we plan on. It's more complicated than what I'm explaining, but so it was live, but I looked at his messages. He did not communicate that it was going to be ahead of that. You know, like if you went in chat and you saw something, that's chat. I looked at his official messages. There was no notice other than
no, and that was I didn't lay my eyes on that, so I'm not saying for sure it was a delay. It was sort of through the grapevine. I think.
Don't trust that grapevine.
Yeah, well, and anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, I was, after you, come on, Matt, whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, I think that when you see something that has trends, you cannot help but believe in the history of it. So I'll be flat out honest, in my head, not on here or anything like that. In my head, I was very much ready to sort of be like, here's another missed date. Like I was expecting another missed date. So it was a pleasant surprise that it did not happen. And it built a little bit of that confidence. And Cole's saying the same thing. Interesting how this gave us a little boost of confidence after many delays. Shows how hopeful we all are, 100%. And because I've said it in the past that I understand some people are in love with the technology alone. Some people are in love with Forex. Some people are in love with this project. Some people don't give a crap. If it doesn't make money, then they don't care. And I don't hate on anyone for any of those reasons. For me, I don't want to fall into mania and like rah, 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 rah if things aren't working. So when things are working, it just feels good for everybody. And it just point blank, it just feels good. So I applaud him. Great job, good sir. You did a great job. And Cole said, "Potter, I totally agree. It's a pleasant enough UI, but it certainly has a lot of room for improvement. I like that it got launched and it worked well. Looks well, though. Looking forward to future updates to it." And to give you a little context of what Potter's talking about, because I think in December, when I first started out with this, had this launched and you'd have been like, "Matt, what do you think?" And then because we were on it yesterday and you were like, it's definitely consumer friendly. It's good enough. And then you went on to the example of whenever you go to hover over a link, it doesn't highlight, and I think again, back in the day, I would have been like, who cares? Who cares? Like, who cares? But I understand now from that consumer standpoint, having used numerous UIs, been a part of a few rugs, I get what you're saying. Just that little highlight it's tiny, it's small, but it's almost like there's a little bit of trust. You're just building up that trust. And I get what you're saying now. It makes complete sense.
Yeah. I just want to call.
Yeah.
I apologize about communicating, but do not ever, ever, ever put your address inside of a online any place. I just wanted you to send that to us again in email. Don't, like, if you see people online and they're like, hey, want to have a giveaway, and paste your address into it, don't ever do that, guys. So that is a permanent record, and sometimes that's going to show on a screen. The bad guys have access to you enough. You don't want to give them your address to get an airdrop of, airdrop versus your entire wallet. Okay, good job.
He said remove
it. So, but yeah, it is pleasant enough. And as an investor, again, I love it. I think it's great. It's going to bring a lot more money than it would with the other site. But as a user, no.
Yeah.
But here's the bonus. Forex's ecosystems are set up so they're open. Build your own UI, He's giving you one that will definitely work.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like you can go to a beverage distributor, and you can get the raw version of getting your beer, or you can go to the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that difference. That was a good analogy, but I don't know where I was going with it.
Well, and so a few things that he noted on his AMA, and I think where he over delivered is what he did with the landing page was he did basically like intro videos for someone. If you're introducing someone to this, just getting into it, setting up a MetaMask is the first step, and that's one of the videos they have on the main landing page. And that is so smart. That is so smart. That's so inviting to someone that doesn't know jack. I just think that was such a smart move. He mentioned so many things like that. He did mention a contest of some sort that basically it's going to be a point-based system. It's going to put you in a raffle for a $5,000 giveaway, which, whether you like that idea, want to participate or not, or if you love it and you're going to dive into it, I think that it shows, effort into his marketing, into creating that social awareness through the users. He mentioned that it was around 50 million Twitter user. Basically, he's gotten a hold of, he's using influencer marketing. That's what he's doing, which is a fantastic economy and very, very intelligent move.
Yeah. We hired a CMO.
Right. And that's just it. And that's exactly what he said. He said our CMO came up with this plan, and it seems like his marketing plan is quite smart. He not only is this audience of around 50 million, but the creators of that 50 million they are crypto enthusiasts. It's not like they're, just, into baking and then, we're just going to throw this at you. So it seemed like he also said that he looked for an audience that was engaging. It wasn't just, oh, they have 50 million followers. So it sounds like, it's all face value. Who knows? But we'll see what, is delivered. But it seems like he's thought a lot of angles. It seems like he has a team behind him, a CMO that is thinking about these things, and it's just good to see. Just good to see.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, Matt, like that we can, not only that we've seen the bad, but you can allow your mind to like do that as far as a snapshot into what if this guy is who we think he is.
Right.
And we're already in, because like Animal Farm, I have 3 piggy banks that are over 1 million piglets now. Right? This is 2022.
Yeah.
None of these plans are get rich quick.
Yeah.
Right? So if it's this in 2022 in a bear market, and this guy is right, boy, you're on the right video right now. It is September 23rd, 2022, we're all in the right place, I think.
Yep.
And again, that's that, glimpse into something that's not real.
Yep.
But if the possibility is there,
You're right.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
I heard a quote the other day that I loved, and this is, I'm speaking for myself. This is not me imposing my will on you, but I believe in this quote. We should not wish for an easy life, but the strength to endure a difficult one. And I look at the bear market, I look at the crypto that we've been around for 7 months and all that, and the diamond days wouldn't be so beautiful if the rock days weren't here. So it just feels good. It just feels good after bleeding for so long to have a nice little bandage on and just moving forward. It's good. It's good. It's good for crypto. It's good for this community. Oh yeah.
Looking at watching a lot of history right now, and we're in this early part, and I saw a lot of these great battles be fought with a lot of great generals that all banded together to fight one common thing, but then when they got what they got, it started to split up, and then people started attacking each other with different power sources. It's so interesting that we're on this way up. To remember the people you're with, because they might not be the people that are standing by your side when you're at the top of the mountain together.
It's true. Cole, we got you. Appreciate the email. We will hit you back. And
definitely.
Otter, I think that was a good close, unless you got anything else.
Nope.
Builders, keep building.
Game on.